Okay. Okay. We left off over here. We have the Ber Halacha. We have a Ber Halacha over here. It said, "Hu klal gadol b'Torah shvisi Hashem negdi tamid." It's klal gadol b'Torah. Having, visualizing, feeling that you're in presence of Hashem. It's a all-encompassing principle Torah. That page Dalet in Ber Halacha. Ber Halacha. Harotz l'kaim shvisi karoi. Now, says if a person wants to fulfill this properly, how do you do it? That you always have a sense and that you're in the presence of Hashem. Yizdariz l'kaim asher nichtav b'shem sefer hachinuch. A person should motivate himself to fulfill what the chinuch writes. What does he write? Because of the specialness, and it was endeared by this concept, many gedolim they recorded what the chinuch writes in their personal sefer. Zeloshna chinuch bagdomosu simin chofei chovov tov yud zayin tov yud ches tov lamed beis tov beis zayin sheish mitzvos chiyuvon tmidi. The 6 mitzvahs which are continuous mitzvahs that you can film continuously. Lo yivsku mi al odom afilu rege echot kol yomov. A person should always be attached to these mitzvahs. There shouldn't be a pause, a lapse in regard to these mitzvahs throughout your lifetime. V'chol shechol rega sheyachshu b'hem kiyim mitzvahs asay. And any moment you think about this, it's a fulfillment of mitzvahs asay. Then kates l'matan schar mitzvahs. He's quoting the chinuch. And there's no limit to the extent of reward you get for the mitzvah. Ve'eluhein. Lahamin sheishaloka echod ba'olam shehimtzi kol hanimtzos. Hear this? There's one God who brought everything into existence. Which you have to think. Umichevtzo umritzonu hal kol mashu achshov shehoyo sheyeh ladiyad. And it's only through His will that whatever exists, and will exist, is only because He wills it to be. Get so sophisticated. You have the first Ani Mamin. You see the first Ani Mamin? You ever see the Ani Mamin in the Siddur? The first Ani Mamin in the Siddur, this is. Yep. Okay. What does it say? It's a very good thing to say, Ani Mamin. Shabori is Baruch Hu Borei. Doesn't Hu Boro. He's Borei. Present, Hove. He creates. Umadig l'chol abruim. He guides, he supervises all that. Vu levado oso oseh v'oseh v'yaseh l'chol amasi. And he does, and will do whatever exists. Nothing in the world was, is, will be, is other than Him willing it and causing it to be. That's the first tenet of faith. That's believing in God. That's the chinuch. That's what the chinuch is saying. Umichevtzo umritzoruhu kol mashu achshov shehoyo sheyeh ladiyad. Till the end of time, it's because He wills it to be. V'shehu otzionu Mitzrayim v'nosel lanu satorah. He took us out of Egypt, and He gave Anochi Hashem Elokecha asher tzisicha me'eretz Mitzrayim. Upirusho, what does that mean? Teidu v'tamidu sheish la'olam Eloka mashgiach. Anochi Hashem Elokecha. Right, this is the famous Ramban. Why is it Hashem Tzisicha Mitzrayim? Why not Ani Hashem Elokecha sheborosei sa'olam? I created the world. What did Mitzrayim indicate? That God dictates nature. Not He created nature and now it goes naturally by itself. Natural is His continuous intervention. Except because it's repetitive, we don't see it as that, but He says, Teva is nes nisto. That's the words in Rambam. Nature is a concealed miracle, but it's no different than a revealed miracle. No difference. Whether you see it, you don't see it. But it's a reality, It's no different than splitting the sea. Okay? It's not only that. You believe it, he created. A human being, you create something or you form something. Then the person passes on. Whatever his accomplishment lives beyond his existence. So maybe similar. Hashem created a world and he detached himself from existence. No. So Mitzrayim revealed that what? No, he's continuously involved and he wills it to be continuously. So if a person thinks about Anochi Hashem Elokecha Shetzisichum Mitzrayim, which is this concept, is one God, wills it, causes, will always cause it, and without him it isn't, that's a mitzvah saseh. I always mention the Yisod Rosh Avoda says that when you kiss the mezuzah in the morning, you leave your house, you pass the mezuzah, you're supposed to say something. Everything is based on the Zohar. You're supposed to say when you touch the mezuzah, you don't have to kiss it. When you touch it, you say, Ani mamid b'emuna shleimo shel yochid yuchid b'olam. That's what you should verbalize it. Ani mamid b'emuna shleim shel yochid yochid b'olam. You're one and only and unique in existence, nothing. That's what you're supposed to say when you touch the mezuzah. But factually, if you say it, and you think about what you're saying, it's besides the mitzvahs I say, it affects you. It affects you. They shlo namid b'shum Elohim zuloso, shenem Elohim Elohim acher al ponai. You should not believe for a moment in any other power, any other deity, power, whatever it may be, other than him. As it says in Sefer Dibros, lo yelucho Elohim acherim al ponai. Va'afilu modish HaKadosh Baruch Hu sholet al hakol. Even if the person believes that God dominates everything, rak sheyidame b'daito shemos hadogas ola lemalach ola kochav. Maybe he gave over the overseeing of the world to an angel, to a kochav. There's the whole story, the whole dispute with Slichus. Malchei Rachmim. What are we asking? You can meet us at Rachmim. What are you asking? So there were those who didn't say it. Didn't say it. They would admit this. So what even Shalom Aleichem or Chuni L'Shalom. We're asking the Malachim to bless us. I mean, what? Right? Right? I mean, the vast majority say Baruch Hu L'Shalom. We ask the Malachim to bless us. I mean, Hashem blesses you. Hareze Mode B'Avodah Zorah V'Over Alo Yeluch Elohim Acheinu Al Ponai Eliyamin Shakadosh Baruch Hu Ba'atzmu Uchvodo Mashgiach Chol Olamos. You have to believe that only God Himself, with all His glory, oversees and wills every level of existence, all the worlds. Ve'en L'Shum Nivra Koach Lasus Dov B'li Ritzono. That's it. And anything created cannot do anything unless it's the will of Hashem. So even the Malach, when it carries out its agency, why is it able to carry out its agency? Because God wills it to be. L'chein nikra Kodesh Baruch Hu Elokei ho Elohim. Elokim is the Malach. He's the Elokei ho Elohim of the powers. Mi chamocha be'elim Hashem. Right? Who are the Elim? Elim means the powerful ones. What's mi chamocha? Among all spiritual powers, mi chamocha be'elim Hashem. Right? Gimel. Liyachdo. This Yichud Hashem Shenemar Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echod. Now what's Yichud? We did this in the Chuvas Levavos. Shema Yisrael V'da Ki Hashem Shehivo Es HaKol B'Ritzono. God who caused everything to come about due to His will. Hu Elokeinu HaMashgiach Chol Olamos. Hu Hashem Echod B'li Shum Shitu. Right? This is what Christianity is. There is no other input. God is the final say. It's not, it's what they call Trinity or whatever they want to call it. Right? There's this and there's that, and L'havdil Elf Havdolos has nothing to do with this. There's no Shituf. Christianity is called Shituf. It's just being much more specific. No, of course, He's the final word. But others, they also contribute. They contribute to the decision. No, nobody contributes to the decision. Dalit Leovus Hamoko Borchu Abbas Hashem. It's mitzvah say. Hashem v'avta es Hashem Elokecho. V'ketzu yagi odem lavo. Now, how does a person achieve avo? Well, Yidei HaTorah Kedisha B'Sifri cites this many times. The Chofetz Chaim. This is Sifri. What does it say? It says v'avta es Hashem Elokecho l'vavcho. Then it says v'hoyu advar me'ilo alavavcho. Right? How do you achieve that? By having the words of Torah on your heart and disseminating it, that's how you arouse and you activate Avos Hashem. See what the Sifri is saying? How does one come to recognize God? People say, I believe in God. Yes, well, who's God? What is God? It's just they'll say, well, he's the creator. But how do you internalize that reality? You only have a sense of Hashem only if you study Torah. Okay? So if you have a sense of who he is, he's the creator. So if he's the creator, don't you think you should be a little more humble? If you agree and you believe that you live and die when he wants you to live and die, don't you think you should serve him to a great degree? But people, they don't. Why? No, again, he's explaining what the Sifri says. Because how do you connect, how do you activate once your spirituality? How do you touch that? To be able to internalize it. So that the Torah says, when you take these words and you internalize it, and you put it on your heart, you study it, and even more so, when you disseminate it, then you would have Avos Hashem. Because then you have a sense of who God is. I'll give you an example. I always say this. A father says to a son, he says, you see this man? You could trust him with your life. I've known him for the past 50 years. We've been through thick and thin together. He will not let you down. And you have to, whatever he advises you, take face value. Never question him in every aspect of your life. And the father says, I know the man endless years. We've been through everything. So, and the son reveres his father, believes his father, but could the son have the level of trust that the father has in that individual in terms of relationship? Not possible. As much as he believes what the father's saying, but unless you have first-hand experience of that person in terms of what the father is sharing with his son, the man cannot have that degree of trust because he hasn't seen it. He hasn't experienced it. It's the same thing. There's God. I could explain it from today forever. But to be touched by it, the only way you can be touched by it is the Torah itself. That's the only thing that can really connect you to that, to have a sense of God's presence. How do we know this? Because God says the only way you can know me is the way. This is the way we can get to know one another. You know, it's like two people, we've got to get to know one another. So they will say, well, we'll meet at a Starbucks. And each one takes out his iPhone, and they're sitting cross, but they're not communicating. But each one is totally immersed in his iPhone. That's the way you get to know. Well, we sat together, we drank a coffee at the same time. There's no communication. How do you get to know one another? It's exactly Havdil, same thing. Hashem telling you how you get to know me. That will activate. That will give you a sense of who I am. It's like Mishna Berura says, God is speaking. It's not some rabbis telling you this. This is part of the Masorah. The only antidote to one's inclination is the study of Torah. Nothing else. And he says, you may think you understand it's this or that, it's doing something else. God who created you is telling you the only way you could deal and contend with this force in your life, there's no other way. This is it. And he says a person has an illness. Doctor prescribes a regimen of medication. Person says, well, I think I'll do it differently. Who understands the disease? You don't follow the doctor's instruction, you're not recovering. Identically, Hashem says, this is the only way to contend with this force that's called Yetzirah. The Torah's Tavlin, that's the only antidote to it. Kloma shal yidei hisbonenus. But Torah, through the reflection, contemplation Yakes gduloso shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu she'en lo erech v'lo kates. You'll see, you'll be able to relate to the dimension, the greatness, that he's unlimited, he's an infinite being. V'tisyashe v'ava b'libo b'hechreach. V'nivin ha-mitzvah she'ira odom l'hoshiv kol megamoso v'chol machshavto achas Hashem. You read the Rambam, the end of his tshuva. He speaks about David's avos Hashem. You're consumed by it. A person who truly loves someone, you can't get the person out of your mind. So a person has avos Hashem at that special level, God is always part of your mind. If it's not on the conscious level, it's a subconscious level. But there's always that continuously sense because of that unlimited love that you have for him. And you're going to evaluate. You're thankful that you have children, that you have health, that you have good fortune, and immediately what do you attribute it to? You attribute it to Hashem. That he endowed you with it, he gave it to you. So therefore you feel fortunate. Person who feels that level of good fortune, of course there's love. Hakolu ke'ayin neged avoso yisborach, he says. Whatever, there's Allah and Ramos and Shulchan Aruch, you're not permitted to kiss. You shouldn't kiss your children in shul. You know that. There's a Ramo, we learned it. Why? Because the Beis HaKnesses is a location. It's specifically to express our commitment, our love to Hashem. We don't display any other love other than love for him. In the shul, therefore you should not even kiss your child in the shul. It's not appropriate. He says a person who has that exceptional level of love for Hashem, whatever love you have for your children, this will surpass it. And that's the Akedah, right? The Akedah with Avraham Avinu. That confirmed his love for Hashem. He's willing to give what was most precious for him, even more than his own life, to give his son as the korban, to be continued. What? It's showing affection. It's showing affection. Shake a person's hand. No, shaking's fine. What? Women? Same things. There's not mitzvah mangrama. It's a continuous mitzvah. Woman has an obligation to love God, to believe in it, same as a man. Oh, for a woman, it's a lot easier. A woman is more naturally spiritual. A woman comes upon these things much more easily than a man.